Okay, we're now back with turn 17 of Heavy Hitters. This is the defense, as you may have noticed. It really looks like Titan's pushing a lot of stuff down here. These guys over here, he's pushing out this way, are going to be getting pinged by this Greyhound. That Greyhound has eyes on it, and the mortars here are going to set up and they're going to shoot up that area as well. Hopefully that's going to dissuade him. Maybe lure something big and zoo animalish out. That Greyhound popped up and decided not to engage any infantry, but instead shoot at the King Tiger. So that is now reversing like mad before it gets vaporized. Over here, Titan's pretty much pushed us out of the sunken road, but and we lost another Greyhound here, like the command Greyhound, which is a big deal. But that's not so bad. He's going to have to pop into that sunken lane at some point, at which point it's going to be enfilade by machine gun fire. And that Greyhound's moving up to enfilade it as well. So, you know, we should also be getting the Hellcat up online as well. That's going to be really handy. Hopefully it's going to spot and nobble that half-track. It looks a lot like Titan's using the half-track to ferry troops from here, where they were pinned down by machine gun fire, up to that line there, where I'm not sure what he's going to do. But yes, there we are. Let's just press that button, not the red button, because that'll skip to the end of the turn and we won't be able to go back. Let's just press go and see what we get out of this. So some machine gun fire, I think, hitting the half track there. Yeah, that mortar team is getting shot up by the Panthers. It's kind of interesting that, at least from what we're seeing, this is a much higher casualty game on both sides than it is in my attack so far. But I suppose that's... I'm still thinking that Titan has a defense in depth, so he has lots of stuff spread out through the whole map, whereas I'm just, you know, I'm at the back, basically. Or I'm at the front, rather. So I want to take advantage of all these killing fields. And yeah, no surprises there. Yeah, let's see what we got over here, because there should be plenty of nasty things happening. What's that? Waiting, reloading, aiming, firing maybe? Maybe that would be a good move. Maybe we should do that. Yeah, a bit short, but he'll get his eye in. One big thing to remember here, actually, is that... he's moving the Panther 4 up a bit. One big thing to remember is that this is a probe, not an attack defense. So the big deal is actually killing the enemy. That's where all the points are. And the objectives are about... oh. What nobbled him? Aha! Surprise. That one's still blissfully unaware, but we are starting to get some effective fire in there. Ah, look at all those guys. They don't have a lot of ammo between them, do they? Yeah, the jeep's too far away, damn it. Oh well. But the Greyhound skedaddled out of the way. It's got a hell of reverse gear. Let's see what we got up here. Does he... Ah, he's reversing. Reversing the King Tiger a bit. So maybe he doesn't know what's actually shooting at him. Looks like the Panzer IV might be sticking its head up. Interesting. Yeah, and let's just check this this flank over here. Yeah, he's kind of leapfrogging his Panthers forward here, which isn't very surprising. And the Hummels are shuffling back. I'm going to zoom in on little bits of this in a bit. I just kind of want to see a general trends. Yeah, so he's still pushing up the bulk of his infantry that kind of this way. What exactly he's going to do when he gets here is an interesting question. So, I mean, yeah, sure, you've got a firing line here, but how are you going to attack? It doesn't make sense for him to come this way. It would be silly for him to advance across a great big open field with infantry like that. That's like World War I. So it kind of means that he's going to be angling to get down into the ditch, which, yeah. These guys are all variously running away, and with good reason. Oh my god, we need to sort that Greyhound out before it does something stupid. But yeah, let's... Oh, up here, he's definitely leapfrogging. These guys are assaulting forward. Yeah, see, there we go. That's the... One of the things you get when with the assault command, instead of manually splitting your teams and doing the fire and maneuver, is... oh god, what are they doing now? Is obviously... you know, sometimes the AI decides to stop in random places. They look like they are confused. They're part of the same squad, but oh, who knows what they're doing. Oh, that looks like a single survivor. Oh yeah, it's nice to see that we're getting some resistance there. Our Sergeant Justice, that's hilarious. Sergeant Justice there with his Thompson and his rapidly diminishing amount of ammunition for it. So that's what's happening right up in front. What's happening with the half track? Because he's getting pinged a little bit. It's reversing. That's interesting. Yes, it's only got half a squad in there. So maybe it's... maybe he's waiting for the other half to pop up. I don't know. Did we? Oh no, he just took cover. My half-track guys always seem to get shot. Yeah, that's it. You stay down. And then the rest of it is these guys pushing forward. Yeah, okay. The Hellcat's in position, and what can it see? Oh, I can sort of see some infantry up there, that's good. Yeah. Okay. Not a lot else to see. Oh, that's what that machine gun fire was. It was him shooting at them, yeah. I thought I heard something. Yeah, that's cool. What's the Jackson doing? Well, to start with, can it see anything from there? And the answer is hell no. Can it see stuff from there? Also, not really. Because that Panzer IV is popping up, so I kind of... there we go. Hull down, 1,000 meters out though, so beyond range. Got it. But depending on how far forward he puts it, we should be able to actually see stuff from there. So yeah, let's do that. Oh yeah, speaking of funny daft orders, let's sort that Greyhound there out. Might have to wait. Apparently those guys can actually see a lot, so let's leave them there. Those guys can cover up that area. Is it me, or do I keep giving this thing orders and it doesn't do them? Now, popping it that way is probably a bad move. Has this one got a radio? Yes. I'll have the two most dangerous weapons known to man, I suppose. A radio and a pair of binoculars. We'll pop them out next turn and use them to set up an OP there. You guys might need to face that way. Those guys are pretty much fire fry. That actually should be okay. It's sort of grazing fire. The Shermans are still plodding along as slowly as physically possible. Where am I going to slot those Shermans? To some extent, it kind of depends on what Titan's actually going to do here. Because of the way things are kind of working out, I'm going to need somewhere in defilade. So I want cover between me and the Panthers, basically. So it could end up being somewhere like... here. Just somewhere where we can see the infantry, but we're not exposed to the panthers. That's what I'm really angling at. But also somewhere that's not going to be exposed to other stuff. That's the issue. To be fair, he is using his panthers pretty sensibly. And these guys can consistently see this, all these pixel trapping, but they're not going to be able to engage because, you know, 500 meters, yeah, area target, yeah, it works, but that's going to reveal all of these positions in here to the enemy, and I don't want that. I don't want that at all. Another question would be: would it be worth using the 81mm mortars in a direct fire capacity up here? And the answer is it would probably take too long to do. See, that would have even the 60mm, which is like directly linked to that unit, has a 60 as a 5 minute. That's the one we're looking for. Hapless 5 minute cooldown on it, which is a long time. So, let's get that jeep. Over here. I'm just going to slap that in one of these buildings just to find a bit more observation and a radio link, for an extra radio link for the Hellcat. That should about do, I think. It irks me a lot that I've been it still irks me that I've been kind of caught out of position here, and that there's Titan is kind of freely moving all this infantry out in the field. What I really want here is that, you know, the Shermans to be able to shoot it up, but they're not. It's trying to find a way to do it without risking the Shermans, because obviously I want to keep them alive. Also, why didn't I bring more Hellcats? They're super fast and awesome. Yeah. But, yeah. Not a lot else we can do that turn, I don't think. Let's just press go and we'll move on to the attack, in which there is considerably less uncertainty. Okay, this is turn 16 of the attack for heavy hitters. We've just got into the house at the front, wiped out that HMG team survivor that was in there. The second squad up there is going to be moving in now. Yeah, next target, the church, which we're going to be preparing somewhat. I'm just going to press go. I don't think there's not a lot of subtlety here. It is kind of a one issue kind of thing, and oh yeah. Just got a direct hit on the that contact of the church and it disappeared, so maybe we've whacked that. That was actually a little bazooka team, so hopefully that's out for the count. Lots of fire going out, of course. yeah. Nothing overly exciting there. Let's see what happens to you. It's a bazooka theme, but he's not the guy with the bazooka. And so the icon is too high up because it's in the building. I'm going to really judge. Oh no, there's his buddy with the... There was his buddy with the bazooka. That's that sorted. We've also managed to blow down some of the walls here, so we should be able to just run in there. And yeah, I feel like that is about it. Loads of fire going in. That's what we want. And yeah, that's the last of the smoke from the Stug smoke grenades or smoke bombs. Yeah, not a lot to say really. See, it's in a lot of ways it's much less interesting when it all goes right. And we'll leave those teams in there for a little bit just because it's oh, what's the word I was going to say there? Yeah, whatever. Just because it's get those guys up to that corner. I'm not sure how much of the church the MG team is actually going to be able to see. Anyway, let's get the yes, Fire Einstein. We'll get the HQ unit up there as well, so these guys are backed up a little bit, and let's reverse that half track there, and from there we can see all the way down here. So anything, again, we're working that cutoff. If anything decides to run away from the church, that half track should be able to machine gun them. This half track, let's move around this way so that we have a MG standing by the shoot of the church. Let's move that Panther up. And yeah, so one question here is whether, which is when to send up another platoon, because if we've got one platoon up there at the moment, how much resistance can we expect in the church? I mean, it's a great big heavy building. But at the same time, it's been under fire for quite a while. I'm not sure how much resistance we're going to meet when we get up there. So we've got this squad that I can potentially throw up straight away, and we've got all the half tracks with the machine guns and things. So yeah, let's keep things back for the time being. I think that seems like the best idea. And yeah, not a lot of you know, it's a lot of this is about reducing it, reducing where I want to fight to somewhere where I control things as much as possible. So I'm down here in this cheeky little piece of dead ground. I'm moving up and taking this building. Where can Titan fire on this building from? Well, the church, that's about it. He has very restricted options because of the lie of the land. Next up, we're going into the church. We're going into the nave, which is the back part, this bit here. Where can he shoot at that from? Well, pretty much directly outside the church. Maybe one of these two buildings here, which are covered by the tanks and the stuff further back. And once we get into the church tower, well, lots of things can shoot at the church tower, but by then we know this area is going to be secure, so we can move the tanks up nice and close, you know, and start hammering at the enemy buildings. You know, we're just going to unpick whatever the defense up here is, one bit at a time. Because I still think that Titan is spread around the map, so, you know, we've had contacts here, 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 and a couple in the village. Haven't seen anything out here. Judging from the way he's attacking, maybe he has the sunken lane over here stacked up with stuff. Maybe. Hard to tell. Yeah, it's interesting to compare the two different ways that we're attacking. It's semi-educational. Right, let's press go, get this back. And we shall see what we get.